Knowing the difference between good and bad debt and how to use good debt correctly can literally make the difference between getting rich or staying poor. Today, I'll explain everything you need to know about these two types of debt and how to leverage good debt correctly to build wealth in today's day and age. Without further ado, let's dive in. So what is good debt? Good debt is typically considered an investment in your future. It is debt that helps you generate long-term value. It is debt that increases earning potential, and it's debt that allows for you to acquire appreciating assets. In other words, it's debt that puts you in a better financial position over time. Good debt often comes with relatively low interest rates. Examples of good debt are this. Number one, student loans. Education is one of the most commonly cited examples of good debt. While tuition and associated costs can be high, higher education often leads to better job prospects and increased earning potential. For example, a student borrows $40,000 to earn a degree in computer science. After graduating, they might secure a job that pays $80,000 annually. In this case, the loan was used to access a career with significant income potential. Now, the debt financed an investment into skills and credentials that led to higher income. It outweighed the cost of the loan over time. It is good debt because it led to a better financial future, not a worse one. You see, it's okay to go to school and get a loan if you're going to end up in a better financial future. Here's good debt number two. Mortgages. A mortgage is a loan used to purchase real estate. Since properties often appreciate over time, a mortgage can help build equity and wealth. For example, let's say a couple decides to buy a home for $400,000 with a $320,000 loan. 10 years later, the home is worth $600,000. Now, in addition to having a place to live, they've gained $200K in equity. Mortgages are good debt because real estate tends to appreciate over the long term, and the monthly payment builds ownership in a valuable asset. Mortgage loans can also be a form of good debt if you use them to buy rental properties. Rental properties tend to appreciate over time just like primary residences, and rental properties also have the ability to generate cash flow and provide significant tax breaks. So using a mortgage loan to finance the purchasing of a rental property can actually be an extremely beneficial way to use good debt. Good debt number three, business loans. Borrowing money to start or expand a business is a smart use of debt if the business generates enough profit to repay the loan and provide income. Let's talk about this. Let's say an entrepreneur takes out a $50,000 loan to open up a small bakery. Within a few years, the business becomes profitable and supports not only loan repayments, but also a personal income. The bakery generates the entrepreneur $150,000 per year in income. The loan funded a venture that created value and provided income, offering a return on the borrowed capital. So in other words, it helped to create a better financial future for the borrower and potentially the workers that work for the bakery. This is what good debt does. Now, let's talk about bad debt. Bad debt, unlike good debt, is debt incurred to purchasing depreciating assets or non-essential items that provide no long-term benefit. Bad debt is often linked to high interest rates and impulse purchasing. It is often used for consumption rather than investing. Instead of improving your financial situation over time, it tends to make your financial situation worse over time. Now, before we move on, I got to remind you guys that my Tax-Free Millionaire Summit is right around the corner. Spots are disappearing quickly. So over these 3 days, I want you to know I'll teach you every cutting edge strategy that I've learned. I'm going to cut your tax bill by 50 to 100% using real estate strategies, income shifting techniques, entity structuring secrets, and much more. This is your chance to finally take control and start creating lasting tax-free wealth for you and your family. Click the link in the description below to grab a spot. Now back to this video. Here's some examples of bad debt. Number one, credit card debt for discretionary spending. One of the most common and harmful forms of bad debt is credit card debt. When it is used for non-essential expenses like vacations, dining out at fancy restaurants, or buying luxury items, this is where things go wrong. For example, let's say a person charges $5,000 on a credit card for a vacation and only makes minimum payments. At 20% interest, the debt could take years to pay off, with interest potentially doubling the original cost. The vacation is a one-time experience with zero financial return. However, the high interest rate increases the cost significantly. This is bad debt because there is no long-term financial benefit to the borrower. Number two, auto loans for luxury vehicles. Cars are depreciating assets, meaning they lose value the moment you drive them off the lot. While some cars are necessary, over borrowing for a luxury or new vehicle can be a financial burden. For example, someone takes a $70,000 loan for a high-end vehicle when a $25,000 car would meet their needs. In 5 years, the luxury car is worth only $30,000, but they're still paying off the loan. This is bad debt because the value has dropped over time and the person took on more debt than what was necessary for an essential upgrade. The car might look flashy, it might be awesome, but unless the person is earning a return by using the vehicle for marketing purposes or in some other way that brings in revenue, the auto loan will qualify as bad debt. Number 3 is payday loans. Payday loans are short-term, high-interest loans that are often marketed to individuals that are already in financial distress. The interest rates can be exorbitantly high, sometimes as much as 300% APR. That way, you can have a loan to pay off another loan and get into another loan that you don't have to pay off all at once. Guys, the way that a payday loan works is that a borrower takes out a $500 payday loan to cover basic expenses. By the end of the month, they may owe something like $650. The reason why payday loans are a form of a bad debt is because payday loans do not offer long-term benefits and they can carry extreme interest rates. Unfortunately, they can trap borrowers in a vicious cycle of debt that can be very difficult to get out of. Next is neutral debts. Now, it is important to note that not all debts are going to fit nearly into the good or bad category. Some debts fall into a gray area that we call neutral debts. These depend heavily on context. Let's look at some debts that fall into this category. Number 1, regular auto loans. A regular auto loan is an auto loan for a car that is not a luxury car. These loans tend to be significantly less expensive compared to loans for luxury vehicles. For example, you may need to borrow $100,000 to get a loan for a Ferrari. However, you may only need to borrow $10,000 to get a reliable Honda Civic. Even though most cars are depreciating assets, some form of transportation may be necessary to earn income. So yes, a modest, affordable car loan with a low interest might be acceptable, especially if it enables commuting to work. But here's a tip for you if you're going to go into debt to buy a vehicle. Keep auto loans within a reasonable budget relative to your income and opt for reliable used vehicles when possible to avoid excessive depreciation. Remember, a brand new vehicle loses about 10% immediately after you drive it off the lot. That's pretty brutal. And if you're trying to build wealth, you don't need to deal with that. This is why we look at used vehicles because it lowers your depreciation curve. Number 2, home equity loans. Borrowing against the equity in your home can be beneficial if the funds are used wisely. For example, if you use a home equity line of credit to make improvements to your home that will raise its value, that could potentially be a good use of a home equity loan. Some people also use home equity loans to consolidate higher interest debt using a lower interest rate. This can also be a potentially good idea to do. However, using home equity for things like vacations or luxury spending turns into a very bad debt very quickly. And number 3, personal loans. Personal loans can be considered good or bad depending on the interest rate and what they're being used for. Using one to consolidate credit card debt at a lower interest rate might be smart. Using one to fund a shopping spree, not so much. So we have covered quite a lot of debts. Let's talk about how to use debt wisely. You need to understand the distinction between good and bad debt. And the very first step was knowing the distinction. You also have to know how to manage debt wisely. Here are some steps that will actually help you do this. Number 1, evaluate the purpose of the debt. Ask yourself, will this debt increase my net worth or income over time? If yes, it may be a good debt. Know the terms. Understand the interest rate. What is the repayment schedule? And what's the total cost? Even good debt can become problematic if it's mismanaged. Avoid high interest debt. You can minimize or completely eliminate high interest debt, such as credit card debt, if it's paid full in each month. Budget and plan repayments. Never take on debt without a realistic plan to repay it. Debt without a strategy can easily spiral out of control. And number 5, borrow within your means. Just because you can borrow doesn't mean you should. Only borrow what you absolutely are capable of repaying. The role of debt in your financial life is extremely important. Why? Because debt is a tool. Like any tool, its value depends on how it's used. When it's used strategically, like for education, for real estate, or business growth, debt can help you build wealth and secure your financial future. But when it's used irresponsibly, especially for consumption and non-essential spending, debt can become a trap that undermines your financial well-being. This line is so important to understand. The line between good and bad debt isn't always black and white, but understanding the core principles can help you make smarter financial choices. Whether you're borrowing for college or considering a new credit card, always ask yourself, is this debt helping or hurting my financial future? Now, you guys have made it all the way to the end of this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, I will create more for you. But please, if you're somebody that's ready to take that next step with your tax planning and you're a high income earner, be sure to check out our link below with Tax Alchemy. Book a call with our tax strategy team. We'd be more than happy to see how we can formulate a tax plan before the end of the year that can help you put more of your hard-earned money back into your pocket. That's all I got for today's video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.